This video is to help you do your two-point reproduction assignment and explain a few things about two-point perspective. You can find this assignment under the freshman Google Classroom under classwork, linear perspective, and then two-point reproduction. You have the image that you are meant to reproduce, and you will also have a step-by-step guide to making that. Now let me just point out a few things about two-point perspective that you need to know. So with 1 point, say that this is the top of a person's head, and that person is looking at an image right here. If the front of the image is parallel to the picture plane, then that's when you would use 1 point perspective. But in this case, let's say that the edge of an object is pointing at the picture plane. In that case, you would use 2 point, and that means that there are just two vanishing points. Now, something about 2 point perspective is that generally the human field of vision is about 60 degrees. But if you have something with a 90-degree angle right here, that's 90 degrees. So your vanishing points are going to be farther apart than the edge of the image. So what does that mean for you? That means that one or both of the vanishing points will usually be outside of the image unless you want it to be distorted. Sometimes you'll do extreme, like wide angle type looking drawings, and that's fine, but for our for like an image that's not distorted, you want to have the vanishing points on the outside of the image. Now, then that's what happens on this image that you're trying to reproduce here. The image that you have is this right here, and I've added a little bit to each side. That's the green part here, and so that way, if I get my horizon like so, and I can draw all these lines that go to the vanishing point, and I can find that I have a vanishing point right here and another one right over here. So you're to be doing this in pencil, so what that means for you is I'll show you one way that you can do this. If you'll notice, the box in red is just a regular sheet of paper, and I've taped two other halves of a sheet of paper to the side so that I can put the vanishing points on the outside of the image. Then when I turn it in, I'll throw it away, and I just have this middle part, this piece of paper. So I have a blank sheet right here, and I can create a horizon and some vanishing points out here. I'm trying to reproduce this house. So the first thing is what can I just eyeball in order to make it look like the house. Because if I just end up like taking things to the vanishing point, I could end up with a house that's too flat or too tall and skinny. So if you look at the house here, you can see that you want to find the front and back faces of this middle block of the house. And you will do that, let's get rid of this, by finding this front rectangle, connecting lines to the right-hand vanishing point, and then finding where the back of the corner of the house is, connecting that to the vanishing point, and then you can connect these lines right here. And you will end up with these two black rectangles right here. You will notice that they are not the same shape because the nearer one is tilted more toward your eye than the farther one is. That is correct if you look at that. So once you have that, you can use this, make your X's. You can get the middle of your roof here. Make sure that you make that triangle. Now this is going to come out just a little bit here and down a little bit at the end. So make sure that you make this come out and then come a little farther down. And make sure also that the corners of the roofs, they go to the left-hand vanishing point. So from here to the vanishing point should connect the corners of those roofs. But then the actual front of the building is right here. Okay. And let me see. That should just about do it as far. And then when you do these little roof things right here, make sure that you make a rectangle. This should go to the vanishing point. This should go to the vanishing point. And then you can connect the corners of this to get your exact middle of this little triangle here, and then connect that to here. It comes out just a little bit, and so forth. And make sure the steeple or the chimney here, make sure that that goes to the vanishing point. Make sure that the corners of these two, the end of this roof goes to the vanishing point. Don't forget to indent your windows a little bit on the far side, and it's just a matter of plowing through and doing the best you can. This front little part right here is divided into thirds, kind of, but if you actually divide it into thirds like I showed you before, it won't come out looking exactly like this, but because the middle two are a little farther apart, but still you can connect this with an X like so, find the middle. You can see that little roof right here comes out a little bit, and then from this center to this corner, this center to this corner, and here is where the 1/3 will be. So this one right here is a little off. And also make sure to try and get, make sure to try and get some of the ground details in here. That's important because you don't want your house to be floating in space. And remember that the things that are completely vertical should be completely vertical. So when you're doing these stairs right here, not only are the edges completely vertical, but think about when you're doing these stairs down here, this side completely vertical, then to the left-hand vanishing point, completely vertical to the left-hand vanishing point, and so on. And then these ones right here will go to the right-hand vanishing point. So everything is mostly right angles in this. Everything goes either as vertical or goes to the vanishing point. So just dive in, don't panic, and I know you'll do a great job. So good luck, and I'll see you next time.